So, hello dear teachers and students. Today we are going to have a video lesson on the subject self-study skills, and we are going to speak about time management for students. Firstly, we should have to mention the importance of time management for self-study results, because when you have a plan and also management on timing and also others, you may have a successful result in everything, in every field of life and study spheres. So if you have got a clear and scientific time management on doing something, you may have a good result and success in time without any faults and mistakes. So let's share a presentation on the same time management for students. So I have made a little presentation, and we'll try to explain some points on having a good time management. So the next presentation shows us here. We have some myths and sayings on having a time management among people and students. So the first one is given here. Time management is nothing but common sense. I do well in school, so I must be managing my time effectively. So it can mean that if you have a good time management, a good plan for your works and studies, you may have a good success, an effective result in everything. And the second one is, it takes all the fun out of life. It means that you may have fun and enjoyment in everything that has been done in time. So the third one is time management. What is it? I work better under pressure. We can understand that by this saying and myth. There are some people that are better on working under pressure. We can say them irresponsible people a bit. So they have success and effective result when they work under pressure by someone. And the next one is, no matter what I do, I won't have enough time. It is an example for undesirable people toward their works and plans and studies in their life and other branches. And the next one here, we may see that here is written the truth about time management. If you believe in your plans and your timing ability, you can have great results, great outcomes for yourselves. So time management firstly helps you to increase productivity of your work and study. And the next one is, it can help you to reduce stress. It means that when you can't do something in time or according to your wish or desire, you may have some stress and some negative points, negative feelings. So when you do everything in time, you may have less stress and you may have great enjoyment and desire for everything to go on your work and studies. And the next one is, it can improve your self-esteem. What does it mean? Self-esteem, it means as a synonym to self-confidence. In every work, having a self-esteem and self-confidence helps you to make greater effort, to make a greater success in your works and activities. So when you have something in time that is done in time, can improve and can increase your self-esteem and self-confidence. And the next one is, helps achieve balance in life. Everything that is done in time, in order, helps you to keep the balance of everything that is going to be done desirably and also with your own wishes And the next one is increases self-confidence, and we have mentioned about it. And the last one is helps you reach your goals. So when you have a trust for your timing, for your time management, it can improve and raise your activities, resultness, and also achieving your goals in productively. And the next slide shares us with information about hours for a week. We know that in a week we have 168 hours, and in order to have a good time management, you have to pay attention to everything, to priority of your works and activities according to your plan. So firstly, you have to identify which works in your plan list are more important, more urgent, and which ones are not so urgent and important. So it means prioritizing. The first one here diagram shows the urgent ones. It means that the activities and plans or works that you have to do now without procrastinating. And not important ones you may reject or procrastinate. It can be a trivial request from others, apparent emergencies, interruptions, and distractions. And scrutinize and probe demands help originators to reassess and wherever possible reject and avoid these tasks. And the next ones that you have to identify as not urgent, the activities or works that are planning to be done later. Not so urgent, not no. And it can be, so you have to resist comfort activities, computer games, net surfing, chat gossiping, text, social communications, daydreaming, doodling over long breaks, unnecessary adjusting equipment, habitual comforters, not true tasks, not productive, demotivational, minimize or cease altogether, and then plan to avoid them. And the next one is here steps to managing your time. So when having a good time management, you have to pay attention to some points and to some features. Firstly, you have to set goals. It means that you should have an objective and goal in carrying out some type of activity or work. And the second one is set reasonable expectations. And remember that no one's perfect. And the third one is make a schedule. Making a schedule helps you to carry out your activities and tasks turn by turn in order. And the last one is revisit and revise your plan. So after having set your goals and having reasonable expectations in a schedule, you can revise them. So the next slide shares revisit your values. So values, what are they? Values are important things for you. So here, knowing what is most valuable to you gives direction to your life. So you must clarify what things are more valuable for you in your life and in your study branch or lifestyle. And the next one is your energy should be oriented first towards things that reflect the values that are most important. And the last one, examine your values to help you make time management decisions. Here, the next slide. Where to start, set goals, what is important. You have to know the answers for these questions. Here is written, make your goals specific and concrete, don't be vague. So you have to clear ideas on something and on your goals. And the next one is set both long-term goals and short-term ones to support them. It's related to the continuousness of your activities. And the next one is set a deadline for your goals. So you know that when having a good time management, you have to pay attention to the starting point and also the ending point of your activity. So it means you must have a deadline for your activities. And the next one is integrate your goals, school, personal, and career. So you can carry out your activities integratingly, your school tasks, personal activities, and also career responsibilities. And the next one is realize that goals change, but now which goals to stick to. While having some plan and carrying out your tasks, you may change some goals in the list, and here you should have a clear point on what point you have to stick to. And here, from goals, set priorities. We have mentioned about that, to set out the prior actions in your list of time management and task schedule. Here is given like questions, what is important and what isn't. So you have to identify which task is the most important for you and which one is not important for you. And the next one is what order do things need to be done in. So by prioritizing your activities and tasks, you can make a clear order, a clear instruction which one is to be done firstly and which one is next. And the next one is, once you know what your priorities are, you need to plan out a schedule for the semester, the week, and the day. So after setting out your priorities, you may now schedule for your every term or week or day or month. And the next one is acknowledge the realities of college schedules. So you have to pay attention to these reality types. And the next one is planning may seem hard at first, but the more you do it, the easier and more natural it gets. So it means that planning firstly at the beginning of your activity or timing may seem to be hard, but then if you do it and have a good result after it shows you that it is more easier and more natural in outcomes. The next slide shares here to set up your semester calendar. So here you may consider the points related to your studies and career. So block all important set time obligations, block all class and lab times, look at the syllabus for the class schedule. It is more related to teachers especially. And here, organizing your time. Organizing your time means what should be done when. So you have to clear up your time that your activity is going to be done. The first one says that set realistic goals. There are only 24 hours in a day. It means that you haven't got open-ended time in a day, so you should follow your rules and consider that we have only 24 hours a day, and plan your activities according to that hours and time. So the second one is use spare time to review. You know that after a busy day we at least have some spare time, maybe in a day, maybe in a week, maybe in a month. So you have to use your spare time to review your maybe studies, maybe your timing, maybe your career related issues, and study at the same time each day. Make it a habit. So studying maybe a book or learning something, you have to follow the clear time. For example, in the afternoon, in the evening, or in the morning, you may have a good memory for reading or carrying out some type of activity. And the next one is dividing study time into manageable chunks. And the last one, leave extra time at the end. So at least you should have some extra time at the end of your activities and tasks. Here the next slide shares. So calendars, types of calendars. So here you may consider different perspectives and to-do lists. And the next one is going a year calendar. We know that here is included months, the 12 months. And the next one is monthly calendar. It's one type of calendar that we are coming across in our mobiles and also laptops. And the next one is here a weekly calendar. A weekly calendar is a calendar of your weekly planet tasks. The next one shows here some sentence about describing time management, and here is written that it's a new time management application. When you click the icon, your calendar disappears. So try it and evaluate your plan. So how are you actually using your time? You have to pay attention to this point. So how successful you are, how effective worker or student or career prospect you are. So you have to pay attention to the effectiveness of your works and studies, maybe career responsibilities. And the next one is which tasks were you able to do, what didn't get done. And at the end of your weekly or daily or monthly or yearly plan, you have to pay attention what have been done and what haven't been done. In this case, you may identify, clear out your weak points and mistakes maybe. And the next one is never do today what you can put off till tomorrow. Here is going some words about procrastination. You know, procrastination is delaying your works till some other time, some other day. You know, procrastination sometimes can be helpful, but not very much often. So it can be considered sin of some people. And the next one is here is mentioned, it brings me naught but sorrow. And I know that I should stop it. In fact, I will tomorrow. So you may have only negative points by procrastinating your activities and tasks. But in order to have a good rest and to have a successful and effective result, you should have a break during your tasks and activities, of course. And here, forms of procrastination. Here is given some forms of procrastination: ignoring the task, hoping it will go away, underestimating how long it will take, or overestimating your abilities and resources. And the next one is telling yourself that poor performance is okay, insisting on perfection, doing something else that isn't very important. So these ones are the types and forms of procrastination, and believing that repeated minor delays won't hurt you. Talking about rather than doing it, putting all your work on only one part of the task, becoming paralyzed when having to make choices. So, how to overcome procrastination? So here we have mentioned some points in order to overcome procrastination situations and feelings. First one is win the mental battle by committing to being on time. The second one is set and keep deadlines. And the third one is organize, schedule, and plan. And the next one is divide a big job into smaller ones, because a big one can seem to you very difficult and challenging. If you put them in smaller parts, it can be done more easier. And the next one is find a way to make a game of your work or make it fun. So you can relate the activity to a game, to a type of game, in order to have a fun. And the next one is reward yourself when you are done. So it's the motivational point, because at the end of a successful and effective result, you may reward yourselves like, I'm a big wonder boy, wonder girl, that I can do everything, I can reach everything. You may say any type of motivational and inspirational sentence for yourselves. Maybe you may have some rest somewhere. And the next one is tell your friends and roommates to remind you of priorities and deadlines. It is a bit related to memory, so in this case you may ask your roommates or friends some help for reminding you your tasks and duties. And the last one is learn to say no to time wasters. We have mentioned a lot of alternatives for procrastination. So in this case, if you have a power for saying no, you may overcome these feelings. The next one is tackle time wasters. It means to solve time consuming activities or some issues. And the first one is learn to recognize when you're wasting time. The next one is decide what you need to do and can realistically do. And the next one is learn how to say no when you don't have time. And the next one is here return calls at your convenience. The phone is a major time killer. We know that the mobiles are the most modern gadgets nowadays, and we can't stand without using and playing on our mobiles. If you pay attention to this point and try to reduce your time wasters, you are the winner. And the next one is learn to say I can't talk right now, I'll get back to you. So the people around you may want to have a conversation with you whenever you aren't able to have a conversation with them. So in that case, you have to learn to delay that type of conversations for later days maybe. And wasting time is often linked to a lack of self-discipline. Wasting time. So useless activities should be lined out from your list of plans in having a time management. And the next one is ask yourself, do I really need to do this or not? And the next one here is we have to speak about, you have to learn how to say no. Avoid the temptation to socialize when you have scheduled work. If a friend asks you to join them last minute, decline outright, but ask if you could get together later in the week. So socializing is important when you don't have other things to worry about. The next one is study somewhere you won't be tempted to chat, watch movies or YouTube, or use social utilities like Facebook. And the next one is texts are a major distraction. And revise and preview, staying on top of things. So immediately you should note all changes when you are having a plan and time management rules. Here is exam or paper due date, revisions, meeting additions or cancellations, work schedule changes, upcoming visitors. Everything should be noted for your planning. And the next one is preview the upcoming week, making any necessary adjustments, and preview each day to see what might happen. And keep calm and get organized. It is the most useful advice for every person. So the last one is here mentioned. Review. Time and energy management can make you more productive and reduce your stress level. The 3 steps are mentioned here: set goals, make a schedule, revisit and revise your plans that we have mentioned before. And the next one is be tough with your time. Actively avoid procrastination and time wasters. Learn to say no to distractions. Employ a variety of time management strategies to maximize your time. And relax and enjoy the extra time what you have discovered. And the last one is enjoy your time as a student. So try to follow time management rules if you want to have an effective result of your studies and tasks. In that case, you may be an effective student or effective worker.